Hi, this is Jess. I want to talk about why I believe a service like Viral Voter is needed and why I think candidates can leverage the tools that exist to return politics back to representing the people. Um, so let's hit the rule of threes, right? So I'm going to hit you with three topics, three reasons why that we can do this here now in Wyoming. Now, the first one is that chasing the expert is a mistake. And what I mean specifically by that is that looking to one individual to answer all of our problems generally doesn't work well because we all live our lives in a linear pattern. So whatever we've spent our careers becoming very good at, tied up our time in becoming good at that specific area professionally. Just because I might be good at communications doesn't necessarily mean that you'd want me performing surgery on you. It's a good example, but drives the point home. Second is that the communication tools exist now to do this. There's enough access to the internet, to email, to Facebook, that legislators should be able to reach out to you now during the session proactively, not reactively, and ask for your input. Now, some might call this running by polling and not leading, but I'm a big believer that before you can lead, you have to be able to follow. And so real true leadership is a mix of leading and then following. That's item two. The tools exist now. Let's leverage them. We have everything we need now to start this. Three is that the conditions that are required for a group to be wise, and those consist of diversity of opinion. So each person should have their own opinion on matters, even if it's a hunch. The second is independence. Your opinion should not be determined by those around you. So this is almost a little bit anti-Facebook. We don't really, in order to get to the best answer, you don't really want to make your judgment based on what your neighbor, your best friend, or what some other group that you're tagged in with society, how you think they might vote. Last is decentralization, which is another way of saying local knowledge. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to leverage local knowledge because the people that are closest to the problems generally have the best solutions. And last is aggregation. Viral Voter will be set up to aggregate your input, and then we will come up with the best solution. How is Viral Voter going to do that? Well, at a very high level, everyone's judgment has two components, error and information, and if you subtract the error, you're left with the information. And that's the analogy that I use in my brochure to the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And then last, my candidacy in the campaign for House District 35 in the Republican primary, because I'm close to what I perceive to be the solution on what could change politics, and some of those things I'm thinking about are removing the focus from the special interest groups, the PACs, the lobbyists, away from the candidate and more towards the voter base, so there's more transparency in politics and that people can see firsthand the pros and cons of an issue, and then they're allowed to respond in. What we want to do is we want to set up an environment where we aren't chasing the single expert, but we're actually building a process where all the experts can emerge as we approach different problems, where we might have the best input based on different professions. So it's my move with a hopefully with a breath of fresh air, and hopefully there's enough sanity to it that it makes sense. So if you're watching this, please forward it on. If it makes sense to you, please like it. If you've got questions about it, please send me an email, and we'll go from there. So we're underway. Thanks, and have a wonderful day.